this video, I want to discuss perfectionism as an artist. Now, I don't really have any definitive answers here, and I think some of you will have opinions on both sides of it. Is it good to be a perfectionist, or is it bad to be a perfectionist? That's the question that I'm posing here today. And I know for me personally, I don't think that it's good to be a perfectionist past a point. For example, if you're rating the amount of effort and time that you put into an artwork from 1 to 10, 10 like the most perfectionist, you've made it photorealism, the best thing that you could possibly do, and you've spent like months and months working on it. Or, 1 where you whip something out in 15 minutes, right? Now, I think, getting it somewhere like a 6, 7, or 8 is probably a lot better than like a 1, just because you spend a little more time on it and it's going to look nice. It looks like you spent some time on it. And you'll have more time to get whatever point that you have, whatever message that you wanted to make across in the work. But sometimes taking it, those extra, like making it a 9 or a 10, or even an 8, sometimes that's not necessary to get the message across. And also, I think it's important to look at what you are wanting to get out of it as an artist. For example, are you trying to be a commercial artist, or are you just making these pieces for your own enjoyment and you just enjoy the meditative process of getting involved in creating the work, and you don't really care how long it takes? It doesn't matter other than just honing your skill and making the best artwork possible. So in that sense, maybe a perfectionist would be good. But if you're looking at it as a commercial endeavor, which I think most artists are, even if you don't want to admit it, I think most of us as artists want to sell our work. I know I do. I fully embrace the fact that I am a commercial artist, and I'm not ashamed of it at all. I am trying to sell everything that I paint, and I think that's awesome. And if I can sell everything that I paint, then that makes me so happy, because I know that someone else gets to enjoy my creation in their home and gets to brighten their day and spread joy in their life. And that really is the goal with what I do, and to honor the animals. And so if more people can enjoy them, that's just all the better for me. And that's some of the reason why I price my work so affordably as well, is that I just, I want it to be accessible to everyone. So if you're trying to be a commercial artist like me, I think perfectionism can kind of hinder your profitability and your productivity. And so there's a balance there, right? Like, of course, if you don't spend very much time on something and it turns out really bad, that could also influence your profitability. And so yeah, there's a balance to help stop my perfectionism, because I'm a type A personality and I love to just like obsess over things and make everything just perfect. Well, to stop myself from doing that, I started imposing a time limit on my paintings. And so let's say I have a painting that's an 11 by 14 size, and I say I'm going to put 10 hours of work into this painting. I don't go over that. And so when I get down to the last hour, I look at it and I say, okay, what are the things that I have to do? And then what are the things that it doesn't really matter that much. No one's going to pick out those details. I might see it, but the average viewer isn't going to see that. It's not going to distract from the message anyway, if they do. And so then I fix the things that I can in that last little bit of time, and then I just leave it the way it is. And what I've learned over the years is that oftentimes customers don't see the things that I see in the piece. For instance, I could spend like so much time on a painting and put it out there for sale and no one will buy it. But then I could make something in a couple hours that I knew had lots of issues and just wasn't my best work. And people will buy it time and time again. And some of these paintings have turned out to be my best sellers. And so that's why, like, as an artist, you put a lot of pressure on yourself to be a perfectionist. But if you're trying to sell your work, I would say step back a little bit from it and say, look, like, what is my customer going to think of this? Instead of, your perfection, try to look at their perfection, because what they see as perfect is oftentimes different than what you see as perfect. And if you aren't matching your perfection up with theirs, then you might be wasting a lot of your time. Because I know I wasted a lot of time making artwork that, people don't want to buy. And since my main goal is to sell my work and make sure that people will buy it to have in their homes, I want to make sure to kind of focus on that. In closing, those are some things that I've thought about with regard to perfectionism and my art practice. I would love to hear what you all think about it though. Like, do you think being a perfectionist is a good thing or a bad thing? Do you think people, if they're commercial artists, should try to not be perfectionists? So yeah, thank you so much for watching. See you next time.